This jackfruit is the flavor of juicy fruit gum.
My little fruit developed a spot on it, so I thought I better hurry up and cut into it. So here we go.
Jackfruit is extremely sticky, and so you have to cover your utensils and your hands with either butter, melted butter, or cooking oil, which is what I'm doing. And then I'm going to start by cutting a circle around the stem so that I can keep the stem attached and use it as a handle to hold on to it as I cut around the rest of it. Then from that circle around the stem, I'm going to start cutting a spiral all the way from the top of the fruit to the bottom. You want your knife to go in pretty deep and to get a good solid spiral going there so that you can then begin at the top and just peel it back. However, this particular jackfruit wasn't quite ripe like it's supposed to be. Each of those little points on the outside should have some kind of sticky residue on it, but it's not sticky at all. See me struggling to try to get it off because the skin is so tight to the fruit and the fruit is so tight to the core that when it's riper it should just peel right back and the fruit be able to pop out and the seeds pop out real easy. Okay, so I got a bunch of it off, struggling. There's part of the rind with some of the fruit stuck to it, and there's the inside where all the fruit is. And I'm picking out one of the big seeds and put it in a bowl there because those will be edible later. And so now we're going to start peeling off some of the fruit from the rind. There's a piece of fruit. And then cutting the fruit out from the middle. Now the dark pieces of yellow is the actual fruit. And then each fruit has a big old seed in the middle. Pop that out, put it in the bowl. And I'm going to have to cut each of these out because they're really stuck tight to the core. And so we will cut us a little hole in there and get started because once I cut out enough, there's a big piece of fruit. Yum, and they're edible right away, by the way. You don't have to cook them or prep them. There I cut out a big chunk, so now I can get them in bigger chunks. Those yellow pieces, the dark yellow is the fruit and the light yellow are the fibers between the fruit, which are also edible, but they're not as sweet and juicy. So get all the fibers off and then you peel each piece of fruit open. There's your seed, which should pop out, but because it's not quite ripe, it's stuck in there pretty good. So get out the seed and there's your fruit. And now I have the whole rest of the fruit to do. But, you know, you can do it in big chunks like this. It makes it easier to pop it off the core and cut each individual piece separately. So here we go. All right, there's some good fruit. Okay, so now that I got big chunks at a time, I can start really cranking it out. And if you do this together as a family activity, everybody pitching in, it's not as laborsome. Just make sure that each family member keeps their utensils and their hands well oiled and lubricated because it gets really sticky. So I started this project at around 5 o'clock. It is now 7:36 and this is what I ended up with. This is the core. With all the fruit taken off of it. And then this is the bowl of seeds. And 2 big bowlfuls of fruit with all the seeds taken out. And then of course the trash can with all the innards in it. So pretty cool. It takes a while, but it's so worth it. I ended up with 14 sandwich-sized bags full of fruit and a bowl full of edible seeds, which I'll probably just use for crafts. So I hope this has encouraged you to discover the joy of peeling a jackfruit.